Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. I would like to start by appreciating everyone who is making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Rigathi Gachagua had a meeting in the Meru County for a coffee reform conference. So it's alleged that in that meeting, there are certain governors who skipped his meeting. So Meru governor showed up and a host of other few leaders, but many of the Mount Kenya senators skipped. Rigathi Gachagua became unhappy after he observed that many senators from Mount Kenya region had shunned his meeting, because it is alleged that he was presiding over a gathering that was intended to discuss the coffee reforms for the local growers. So the governor, Kawira Mwangaza, Senator Kathuri Murungi, and agricultural CS Mithika Linturi had attended, but sadly Gachagua was not pleased with some senators' decision to skip this occasion, and that has now made him unhappy. And it's alleged that Gachagua threatened these senators and said that he's going to expose them to the local wananchi. So, as to why the senators skipped that meeting, still I don't understand. But I can only insinuate that all is not well within the Mount Kenya. I want to remind you that lately, Mount Kenya has been warming up to Raila Amolo Odinga. And you've seen the latest moves of Raila Amolo Odinga when he tours Mount Kenya. Most of the time when he goes to Kiambu, when he goes to literally all regions within the Mount Kenya, there is always a warm reception. And I can attribute this warm reception to the fact that William Ruto is not fulfilling the promises that he had promised Mount Kenya. I want to remind you again that Mount Kenya is one of the regions that expected heaven on earth from William Ruto. But it's alleged that the only thing that these people have realized that they get is not even a hotel. So William Ruto is not delivering even a hotel to the Mount Kenya residents. So that explains why the people in the Mount Kenya are not happy. And the senators decided to skip that meeting. That means something is happening behind the scenes. I know the issue of finance bill is not is quite a thorny issue in the Mount Kenya region, but it's a thorny issue in the whole of Republic of Kenya. But the fact that almost all senators, in fact, only one senator showed up that's for the Meru County. The fact that we could see Embu Senator, Tharaka-Nithi Senator, we couldn't see Nyeri Senator, we couldn't see so many senators within the Mount Kenya, only explains that all is not well. It is also alleged that senators were required to make phone calls in order to attend the meeting Gachagua presided over. Additionally, he said, that is Gachagua, that he was committed to notify locals about the senators who were absent. So apparently Gachagua was not happy with this skipping of that event, because mi naona tu kwamba hapa kuna shida, because you know all the time when they have a meeting within the Mount Kenya, you always see a very huge congregation of the politicians. Just talking about MPs, senators, women reps, and MCAs. But this particular event, Gachagua ni kama aliaibika kwa sababu senators skipped. And when they skip that kind of meeting, that can only symbolize one thing, that hawana raha na Gachagua. It is evident that Gachagua's concern right now is to make sure that the whole of Mount Kenya is behind him. I want to ask you one question, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know whether you observed this, but someone asked me, where else have you seen Rigathi Gachagua go to apart from Mount Kenya? So like you seeing Rigathi Gachagua in Malindi, Rigathi Gachagua in the probably the Taita Taveta County. or Rigathi Gachagua in Kisii County, or maybe Rigathi Gachagua in Turkana, Samburu County, all alone without William Ruto? Have you ever seen? I mean, this is just something that I want you to observe. Have you ever seen? Because personally, if you ask me, I'll tell you that I have never seen Rigathi Gachagua go to the coast alone, except for the days when he is to meet the governors. But Rigathi Gachagua going to coast to maybe talk about the challenges of port, talk about the challenges of the locals. No. The only places he goes to talk about the challenges of particular region is in the Mount Kenya. So the mere fact that the senators within that area, probably some governors, skipped that meeting, only explains that all is not well in the Mount Kenya. Of course, one of the reasons why Rigathi Gachagua would be agitated if he tours such a place and people don't show up is the fact that there is a kingpinship power tussle between him and the de facto, the genuine kingpin, that is Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. The people in Mount Kenya seems to be warming up to Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, to be warming up to Raila Amolo Odinga, and they seems to be running away from Rigathi Gachagua. The truth of the matter is that things have changed in Mount Kenya. The ground is not the same. The people back there cannot be lied to. That is a reality, ladies and gentlemen. So you cannot just convince senators who earlier on knew that UDA was going to deliver heaven on earth, and then UDA shortchanges them. UDA is fronting a finance bill that is not popular with the people. So there is no way the senators would have showed up to such an event, whereas the people in the ground have said in one voice that they don't want the finance bill. I'm talking about the things like Wamuchomba's case, the Githunguri MP verdict not to support this finance bill. So the people there told her that we don't want to support this. We don't want you to support this bill. So that means the people in other regions could be also facing the same problem, but they're not telling it, saying it loudly or making it open, known that they are not going to support it. I want to attribute this skipping again to the fact that Okiya Omtatah said there are people within UDA, the politicians within UDA, who are supporting him in his petition to shoot down this finance bill, that they're giving him as little as 10,000 per politician. So that means the people in UDA are the ones who are financing this petition to shoot down the finance bill. So that means either way, it could have been that these senators also are part of those senators who supported Okiya Omtatah to shoot down the bill, but they don't come out publicly. So Rigathi Gachagua is threatening these people that we will expose them to the locals, that they don't support Rigathi Gachagua's efforts of reforming the tea or the coffee sector. Senators have been elected by the people. They cannot be afraid of Rigathi Gachagua threatening them, just like the way Rigathi Gachagua threatened them, that nitawataja nyinyi wote ambao mkuja kwa hii mkutano wangu. So that means a huge number of senators did not show up. Because if they had showed up, then maybe Gachagua angesema, Senator so-and-so did not show up because of ABC, but all others showed up. This is a case whereby senators, all of them except one, skipped that meeting. So dear viewers, allow me to wind up there. But once again, I'd like to urge you to please tell us below the comment section, why do you think that the senators skipped that Gachagua meeting of the coffee reform conference? So dear viewers, I'd like to leave you those few remarks. Once again, I'd like to urge you to stay safe, stay blessed until we catch up again in our next analysis.